Hi there traders, and welcome to this month's edition of the Key Zone Traders Trade of the Month. And again, this month we're going to talk about the importance of, if we know exactly where the smart money is, if we can identify where the institutional order flow is, then it makes our trade locations much better, much more powerful, and much more high probability. So with that being said, let's go take a look at the charts. Alright traders, so we're going to take a look at the importance of knowing and identifying where that institutional order flow is and how we can really use it to make sure we get really high probability trade locations. So this is my FTSE report that I sent out as part of my Key Zone Traders Academy subscription service on for the trade plan for the 14th of September. Now you can see we had 76.14 to 76.24. And we can see this was the next upside target, 76.14 to 76.24. That was our main resistance for the day. So let's go and have to take a look at the action on the FTSE for that day. Okay, so this is the FTSE on the day, and as you can see, we opened up and we actually started pushing up in the morning. This was the zone of resistance that we had. So if we know where this institutional flow is, and we know can identify that ahead of time, then what we can actually do is we can leave resting orders in the market. And we actually had an order to sell 76.16 in that zone. And what we do is we want to be able to give the market enough room above the zone for liquidity grabs, for market traps, for the stop hunting that brokers that we know they do. Now we do actually offer advice in terms of waiting for reversals on this to identify when those liquidity grabs happen, but we can also, once we get really good price action skills, we can actually also from these really key areas, as long as we allow enough room for those liquidity grabs, actually place resting orders there. So we can place an order at 76.16. We have a 15-point stop and a 15-point target. Let's go for a 1-to-1 risk reward, because that is back into the next zone that we had down here. If you have a look at our report, the next zone below is at 75.92, 7600. So we just want to target that as a high probability target. Now, as you can see, the market just continues to move up strongly. So on the hourly chart, this is a really, really strong trend. On the higher time, you can say this is really trending strong. We're against the this sort of momentum of holding the 8 moving average as well. So this is really for advanced traders, advanced techniques, because you don't really want to be trading against against a really strong trend, unless you know and can identify these really strong areas in the market where the institutional order flow is. And from there, as you can see, you don't even get a reversal, but the market takes a little bit of heat before it then goes down quite quickly to hit the target. It does push through this zone, but that zone would be the high probability target. You could go for a little bit more, sort of like maybe a 1.5 into that zone, 1.5 R into that zone, or maybe 1.25, something like that. Just something into that zone, but that is where you really want to be managing the trade when you get these. So even when you're against a really strong trend on the shorter term time frames, if you can identify those really those institutional liquidity zones from the higher time frames, they can offer really powerful trade locations where you don't even have to identify a reversal. You just have confidence in the level and the zone in your price action as well. So being able to identify where these are can really give you an advantage in your trading. If you'd like to know more, please drop me a message. I'll be more than happy to give you some advice on how you can learn how to do this as well. So let me know what you think of this. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've learned something from it, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.